On my one on my one side, I had to take my time because I do get important things there, so I couldn't just delete it all. I had to kind of go through it as quick as I could, and
Yep.
but I got it done.
As long as you got it done, that's what's important. What counts?
Yep. Yep.
Oh man, we are. I will take a moment to say, just because I can, I am recording this call, so it is being recorded live as we speak.
Aha. Well, that's a good thing.
With the video and audio. Hopefully, if I pushed all the right buttons and everything comes out all right, I'll put it up somewhere.
Yeah, and I think looks like Sandy's coming in.
There's Miss Sandy. Good evening, Miss Sandy.
Yeah.
How are you?
Doing good. How are you doing this evening?
I'm playing around with Skype. I didn't even realize I was getting on the call.
Well, you did.
Here I am.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I talked to Reverend Dave a few minutes ago, and he was out taking Joanne shopping or something or other, and he didn't think he was going to get home in time to get on the call this evening, so I told him we would excuse him.
Oh, how nice of us.
Yeah. That just gives us an opportunity to talk about him while he's not listening, so.
We'll give him a demerit.
But it's recorded.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's recorded.
Hold your tongue.
It is being recorded.
That's kind of like blackmail, right? If it's
Yeah.
being recorded, I'll make sure that he hears it if we say something.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Rascal?
Oh, is Rascal up to something?
My two are laying here like they worked down the coal mines all day. They look like, they were exhausted.
Exhausted, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, if they've been outside much today, then I can understand that. If it's same as there as it is here, it's been a warm one here today.
Yeah, it has been.
There.
I wasn't really out, but I let them out a couple of times, and it's like stifling out there, so I was glad I didn't have to go anywhere.
Yep. My wife and I were out most of the day. We had to go get the oil changed in the car and had to go by Wally World and do a little shopping. Stopped by Subway and got us a sandwich, and we come home.
Yep, good old Wally World.
Good old Wally World.
I like Wally. I got to go there tomorrow.
I try to avoid the place as much as I can, but every now and then we just have to go. So
That's like Doug. He just goes into cardiac arrest when he realizes we have to go to Wally World. Oh my goodness. It's carrying on.
yeah, I understand. It's not my most favorite place in the world to go.
Wow, it's such a pain. And it was lucky. Yesterday I was in Food Line and I found 3 things that I had to go to Wally World for.
Oh,
So-
wow.
He was just delighted. Oh, that's great. That's great. How was your holiday?
Holiday was good. I told Robert with my daughter Jennifer, she barbecued out for us. She cooked some
what's
stuff
up?
on some skewers and some vegetables and stuff like that,
Good.
and it was good. We enjoyed it.
Well, mine was just kind of boring.
Boring?
Yeah, I just stayed home for 3 days and made money on the internet,
Oh,
Yeah, I can see why that's be boring.
You hush now.
Oh, well, what can I say? It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun. Oh, how it's fun.
I cannot get on that Funny Biz site, Mike. I've tried and I've tried. I've
You know,
emailed them.
you know what? Since my sponsor is here on the line with us, I'm
See, your
I'm
sponsor
gonna mention
beat up on them.
that I'm just about frustrated with them and gonna give up. It's a super idea, a super good thing. I thought.
All I can think of is if I'm having this much trouble, anybody that might want to sign on
Well, I would.
under us is going to have the same problem.
I had that trouble, but it still allowed me to go ahead and get on. But now you're having that trouble, and since you were having that trouble, I went back and looked, and I've had 180. Well, last time I looked, 183 visitors to that site this month.
Oh.
And
well, that's good.
Out of 180, no, it ain't good, because out of 183 visitors, I've had 0 people sign up. And I'm not, after talking with Sandy, I'm not sure that there wasn't some that tried to sign up and couldn't. Because at this point, I've had no one been able to sign up on that thing or subscribe to it. So I'm about ready to dump them, to be honest with you.
Well, I can say as a sponsor, when I first signed up, the first thing that confuses me was that I realized after trying about 3 or 4 times that you have to have HTTP // but that won't work. That won't work. You have to have HTTPS.
HTTPS.
Yeah, if you don't have no S, you can't get in there.
Well, it's taking me to the form. It's filling me out.
Yeah.
And I've checked and double checked, and I go back, and like distribute it is unchecked or not filled in. So I fill it in, I go back, and I do it again. And this time, maybe it's something else. But each and every time, it has been completely filled out when I submitted it. And I've tried at least 10 times, probably 20, and I cannot get in.
Wow. Yeah, getting into the form seems to not be a problem at all. It just when you fill the form out and click submit, it doesn't work.
Yeah. It keeps saying that all fields are mandatory.
Mm-hmm. I kept getting that same error message, and then one time it just slipped me in, and then people won't sit around trying like that. Most people don't have as much patience as Sandy does, and I did, and so if they after a few times they'll just give up and quit trying. And like I said, I've had 180. Well, as of yesterday, I had 183 visitors, and out of 183 visitors, I've had absolutely 0 signups out of that. And that's I can accept not everybody wanting to jump on something real quick, but I can't accept out of 183 0 people. So there ought to have been at least 1 or 2. Especially when I know at least one was trying and not being able to get in. That's kind of frustrating. And I've looked and I've looked and I've looked on the site. Sandy, you said you sent them an email, but I can't find a contact information anywhere to send a email or a phone call or anything.
Well, I dug in, and it's not support, it's info. It said if you have any questions about it, it wasn't exactly, a support question. It was something else they were referring to, but it said, use this email, and it's info something. So I sent an email to that address, I think twice. Yeah, twice.
And did you ever get a reply?
No reply.
I'm just about ready to dump that site altogether. I'm sorry I sent you to it. Because I didn't know there was going to be that much trouble. My sponsor didn't tell me there would be.
Well, I didn't have that much trouble.
Well, you getting sign-ups, Robert?
Well, I've gotten 2 so far.
Yeah, but I'm one of them.
Yeah, you're one of them and one other person. Um,
And if they weren't more recent, maybe they're having trouble getting in.
well, the only thing I can think of, there was something that I was going over here. I'm looking for it a couple of days ago. I'm trying to think of what site it was. I'm not sure whether it was that site or not. But um, I got a phone number. Of course, obviously, I can't find it right at the moment. I'm looking all over the place. Uh, so that you could call them.
Mm.
But my problem is I'm not sure whether that was Funny Biz or Be on Push, but I know it had to have been one of those two.
Well, I haven't been in the business as long as Mike, and maybe not as long as you, Robert. But when I see problems like this, I immediately think, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
Here we go.
Me too.
Yeah, here it is. I found it. It's Funny Biz. You can call 623-688-7520. So I can't do it tomorrow because I'm in an Elko, but Thursday I'll give them a call and let them know if I can get through to them.
What was the number again?
623-688-7520. Now they say that's the sales department, but also is
they ain't gonna sell nothing if nobody can get into it, right?
That's right.
Right, but I think that's sales and customer support both. In other words, that same number will take you either to sales or customer support.
Well, if I get an opportunity, I'm gonna call them tomorrow and see what's going on.
Yeah, see, you can do that. It just happens I got to be in Elko all day tomorrow, so I won't have a chance to call them. But I did manage to get the number because we were.
I don't know where you found that because I searched and didn't find one.
Well, if I told you that I would try to go back and find it, I probably couldn't.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I believe I found it by accident. I forget exactly what I did, but I did find the number. And yeah, if they're having a problem, I can call them up the phone. Now, some leads are good.
Well, I wouldn't worry about that. I those kind of leads I don't expect much out of. That wasn't what I was concerned with, but the rest of the program seemed like a pretty good little tool for marketing, yeah. And I actually, the newsletter, I enjoyed reading that, but the rest of it leaves me kind of lacking here.
Right, and I can relate to that because the reason I brought up leads is my other person has had in I think 3 weeks now. He's had something like almost 3,000 people that have went to the site. Now I tried to tell him or explain to him that depending on where he got those leads, because he didn't get those from Funny Biz, he got them from someplace else.
Right.
Okay. And I tried to explain to him that there's a difference between a hit and a look. Okay.
Yep.
Like, for example, if you're on a traffic exchange, if it shows up, it shows up, and they take a credit away from you. It doesn't make any difference what happened to it.
Yeah, whether people actually responded to it or not, you're right.
Responded to it, looked at it, doesn't make any difference. If it was up on the site, they take a credit.
Yep.
Now, there's, I would say, probably just a little over a dozen traffic sites that I go on a lot, simply because if I get 500 credits, I can come back a month later and I'll still have 200 or 300 credits. The difference being the only time they take a credit is if somebody actually clicks on it. But most traffic exchanges are not like that.
No, they're not. You're right.
Yeah, they're just a very small handful that are. And over, all the time that I've been doing this, I've got about, like I said, about 12 or 13 that respond that way. And that's the reason I keep them, because I don't have to worry so much about credits. Because I know that if I'm losing credits, it's because somebody's actually looking at the site. But I'm going to call them Thursday. You can give them a call tomorrow if you want, because you got the number. And Thursday, I'm going to call them when I get off work, and try to explain to them. Say, hey, you got a fantastic thing going here. It's a good program. I like everything about it, but I can't get nobody to sign up because the system that you're using to sign people up sucks.
It doesn't
How's
work.
that for good language?
Yeah. It just
Don't hold back, Robert.
it just
Tell it
flat
like
Huh?
it just flat
Don't
doesn't
hold
work.
back. Tell it like it is.
That's right. I'm a Donald Trump person. I'm sorry. Tell it like it is. You don't like it? Tough. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to give them a call, and I did manage to find that number. And of course, the rest of the time was all on me on push, because that's just been good. I've got 8 people now, possibly one more coming in. I'm not sure how soon, but hopefully by the 3rd. So many people I know, they say, oh, that's so cool. I like that. I want to sign up. Okay, go ahead. Well, I don't get paid till the 3rd. Oh, well, you're in the same boat I am. Well, then sign up on the 3rd. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
But,
like
yeah. Other than that,
that sounds like one of my employees.
employees.
Well, it sounds like if they're getting paid on the 3rd, then they're on Social Security.
Oh,
I
right.
think if they're on Social
Right.
Security, they're my employees.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. I'll buy into that one. But yeah, those are the main 2 that I've been basically working. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Other than that, just, well, not too much other than that. Just do. Well, I already told you earlier. I had to clean up my emails on a couple sites, because, when they get up 60, 70,000, I got to go in there and delete them out. And unfortunately, on the one, it takes a lot of time, because I do get things on there that I want. A couple of them doesn't make any difference. I can just go on there and go click, get rid of them. But the other 2, I got to kind of go through, and when you're trying to go through 60,000 emails, you're not going to do it in 20 minutes. You might do it in a couple hours.
I have a habit of telling people not to send me an email, to send me through Skype. If they got Skype, that's a better way to get a hold of me, because I have a real bad habit of skimming email subjects or senders and stuff like that, and then hitting the delete button and let them all go.
Yeah.
My stockbroker sent me a letter the other day, said they've been trying to reach me by email and they had not been able to do it. So I got to give him a call and explain to him that email's not a real good way to get a hold of me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I found out something yesterday. Believe it or not, I did not know. Although I'll have to pull up my email so I can know what I'm talking about. It's like I'm a visual person. I have to see it.
Yeah.
Okay? But I learned something that I didn't know. And I was talking to a friend of mine. We were discussing the business, and he says, well, you can do this. And I says, what did you say? Like I heard him, but I didn't hear him. And he said, well, you can do this. Nobody ever told me I could do that. So when you go into Google, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to search something, you put in the search and click on it, and you search whatever you're trying to search, right?
Yep.
Well, did you know if you go to your Gmail account Okay?
Mm-hmm.
There is a place that has a search feature.
Yep.
And so I always thought that search feature was to search the internet.
No, it searches your Gmail.
It searches your email.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know when I tried it and it really worked cool, so I said, okay, here's one I want to get rid of. So I typed it in there and it pulled up, I don't know, 35 or 40, the same one. So I said, cool. Now I can delete all 40 all at once. Bing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's actually that search feature in Gmail is actually a very useful tool if you learn how to use it. So,
I'm going to learn how to use it because I've been on a computer for 6 years. I didn't realize because when I'd see it say Google search, and I always thought, okay, that pertains to the internet. It has nothing to do with my email.
No, that's Gmail search.
And I didn't.
I've searched and brought stuff up like that in hundreds, and tried to delete them all at once, and it won't delete them. Am I doing something wrong?
Oh, you just got to hit the little button at the bottom.
You got to highlight them and then delete them. It'll usually do that.
Yeah. Huh.
It takes a long time sometimes to delete them. It's slow. But
I'll give it a try. Last couple of times I tried it didn't work, but I'll try it. Well, I haven't deleted out email in forever.
Yeah. Now the one thing I can tell you is that, like for example, I have 50 emails at a time. There's a couple, I think I got 25. There's one, for some reason, I get 100 emails at a time. When you click at the little button to turn it all one color to delete it, it's only going to delete that 100.
That page.
Let's say
just the ones that are displayed on the page, that's all.
Right. So if you have 3 or 4...
What you do is you go up and you tell Gmail to display all emails. It'll display 2,500 or so on a page if you tell it to, and if you in deleting mode there, you go tell it to display 2,500, and then go back and highlight and delete, and it'll delete that. But it'll take a long time to get them deleted.
Yeah, you have to sit and wait for it. It take, I guess, 30 seconds to as much as maybe 3 minutes before it'll delete them.
One thing about your Gmail, though, that's really good is Gmail gives you such a large amount of space. I think it's like 7 gigabytes or something like that of space. And you virtually don't ever have to delete emails from Gmail. I don't know that I've ever filled Gmail up. And I get a ton of email every day. I don't know. It just... That's one reason I don't pay much attention to the email, because I get a ton of it and it's all junk.
Yeah, well, in my case, because I have so many traffic exchanges, I wouldn't necessarily refer to it as junk, but it's just things that, for the sake of a better argument, I have no use for. But, I will glance as I'm, clicking them off every once in a while.
I will tell you, if you're using them for traffic exchanges or safe list or something like that, be sure you create a separate Gmail just for that safe list, just for that traffic exchange, and then you can run forever and never have to worry about deleting them. And the thing about it is, as long as you don't delete them that way, you can
always
go back and search for one if you wanted to, if you had a need to. You can just put in
Yeah, in that case, I have 2 email addresses that are strictly, that's it, nothing but safe list. And that's what I say, that one, those, one time I went in there, I had 165,000 emails. Well, hell,
I've been that route too.
I went, I made the mistake of going up there and I clicked on that little bar, and then I went over here where it says, do you want to delete all 165,000? And I said, yes. Hell, I had to leave my computer. It must have been 25 minutes before it finally deleted them all.
I'm surprised it didn't take a day or 2.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to be careful.
I've got other boxes that don't give him that much space, and I gotta watch it and be careful with them so that I can go back and delete them. You know, the ones that I don't need, and usually on a daily basis I try to do that on those. But Gmail, I don't worry about a whole lot. Once in a great while, I'll go back in there and see some from 4 or 5 years ago. I figure, well, I probably don't need that anymore, and I'll delete. You know, I'll go back. I'll pull them up in order of date, and then start deleting them page at a time until I get down to a date that seems more reasonable.
Yeah, I've done the same thing. It looks weird when you go through certain emails and, well, this email says this was sent to me on July 1st, 2013. And I'm saying, 2013? Then I'm sitting there trying to think, what the hell was I doing in 2013? And they'll mention a particular business, and I'm thinking, well, no, I don't think I was doing that in 2013.
What's bad is when they respond to one that's that old and send you a current email saying, "Hey, I like what you're doing. I want to get involved in that." And you think, what was I doing 5 years ago, 4 years ago? What was I?
I've only had that happen. I've only had that happen once. And the lady wrote me 3 separate emails. I want to get in.
Yeah.
I'm going to get you in. I don't even know. I threw the thing away, and you feel like a fool. Send her an email back and say, well, by the way, could you tell me the name of this company so I can look it up?
What's really bad is sometimes I find out that there's a program that I was involved in 4, 5, 8 years ago, and somebody somehow or another gets hold of an old email and they'll respond to it or something like that, and I'll go back and research the company and find out that I'm still there. I still got an email ID and password and all that to get it, and I'm still active. I'm not doing anything, and I can still sign in.
Sign them up.
Yeah. I don't know why I want to, but I could.
Well, I guess that's like I had somebody actually just recently do it to me where he called me up and wanted to know if I was still in Carrot Bars. And I said, well, yeah, I'm still in Carrot Bars. But all I use it for is to buy my gold. He said, well, you still sign people up, don't you? And I said, well, let me say I think so, because I haven't been on my site for probably 7 or 8 months. It's been a while since I bought some gold, but I do like the company, and I like buying the gold from them. And he says, well, can you check it for me? I said, sure. And so after about 20 minutes, he said, well, cool. So I gave him my site because I finally found it, and he signed up. Well, when he signed up, I thought to myself, he did the same thing the other 47 people that signed up did. You can sign up for free because it's like a savings account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can open an account.
Yeah.
But until you put money in the account, it really doesn't do you any good. But I got 47 people, and out of 47 people, only 3 people actually bought gold.
Right.
And, I made money off of those 3 people. But I kind of got away from it because I just felt like, gold, and I don't want to get sidetracked here, but I like gold, so that's me, right?
Yeah.
But gold is a hard sell.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so many people that absolutely know nothing about gold.
And so many people don't trust it either.
Yeah.
They trust a dollar that's worth probably nothing anyway, but they'll trust it before they'll trust a piece of gold. So.
Yeah. And, I think that's sad, but hey, what am I supposed to do?
I got a
I still not.
I got a friend that was, he was I'd sponsored him in GDI a number of years ago now, and he built a pretty good little GDI business, which he abandoned for carrot bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and his little GDI business fizzled because he wasn't supporting them. He wasn't going back and doing anything with them, and they didn't know me from Adam, so because he never tried to tie in as a team, he was doing it all on his own little self. So, but he abandoned them and joined carrot bars, and the other day, and it's really been just the other day, he sent me he called me on the phone and requested that I go and listen to a webinar. As it turned out, this fellow is now one of the big wigs with carrot bars, and just doing gangbusters. He gave up a job. He was an officer at a bank, a major bank, and he gave up the job as an officer at a major bank to do that. He's also a professional Christian singer, and as far as I know, he still does that. But he wanted me to go listen to a webinar on carrot bars, and because we were friends, and as far as I know, we still are. I respect the man a lot, but I listened to it, and that's all it was they were just pitching carrot bars, and
Right.
But as it turned out, he's a bigwig with carrot bars now. I don't know what ranks they are. I have no idea. I've never had any interest in carrot bars because I just never have. But that's me, and not necessarily anything wrong with the company. It's just me. But anyway, that's what he wanted, just out of the blue. He called me up on the phone, wanted me to listen to a webinar that they had going on. So
I'll be darned.
so
Yeah,
I
well, company-wise, I think it's a good company. They're out of Stuttgart, Germany.
did. Yeah.
And at first, I had a lot of fun getting on the phone at 4:00 in the morning because I had to call Stuttgart, Germany, at 4:00 in the morning in order to catch them before they closed at 4:30 in the afternoon. Because when I called, it was usually about 3:30 or 3:45.
Yep.
And so I had fun talking to the Fraulines and setting up my account and telling them, I want to buy this and I want to buy that. Or can I do this or can I do that? And it was a lot of fun. And I actually went to one of their conventions in Vegas, and it was quite interesting. So, I have absolutely nothing against the company. But like I said, originally what I had in mind was I wanted to buy gold. And I can't afford to go out and buy an ounce of gold. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, why not?
So when the company comes along and says I can buy a gram or 5 grams, I said, well, now I can do that. So that's what I did. I bought, I don't know how many grams, because I actually sold a few of them. I got some pretty good deals. I had one guy, I sold my 5 gram. I paid $260 for it, and the guy gave me $300, and I said, that's a good deal. You can have it. I made a profit.
Yeah.
Then I turned around and bought another one and did the same thing. And I couldn't seem to sell the 1 grams, but the 5 grams, I found people that were interested in buying it. But I couldn't sell them the program. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Where they could buy it cheaper.
Yeah. I had that 5 grams in my hand, and they said, I like that. I want that. That is really cool. I said, okay. And but when I tried to talk to somebody about a gram, spending $60, it was like, well, I don't know, $60. I'm thinking, it's funny how people think,
Yep.
But it's pretty down to earth. If you got the money, they don't care one bit about spending it. But the people like, I guess us, who really don't have a whole lot to spend, we think twice before we spend it.
That's true. That is true.
Like I was trying to tell my friend yesterday when he was talking about all his hits, I says, well, everybody loves to buy. Oh, no, they don't like. Yes, they do. I'm telling him. I said, they love to buy. What they don't like is being sold.
You're right. You're right. Nobody loves to be sold, but everybody loves to buy.
Yep. So, it's like selling real estate or insurance. You gotta paint that picture for them, so they're not even thinking about you selling them anything. They're thinking about, oh, I like that. I want that. Oh, Mama, you think we can buy this? Bingo. You got them.
That's when they turn to Sandy and say, Sandy, how can I afford this? How can I finance this? And Sandy helps them.
Yeah. That's what it's about.
I know exactly how you can finance.
Yep.
Yep.
That's
Let
it.
me hold your hand. Let me just hold your hand and guide it a little.
You don't sell the steak. You sell the sizzle.
Yep.
And tell the aroma, and get them, drooling, and then when at that point in time, you can just help them figure out how they can afford it, how they can pay for it, and then you've done it. You've never sold them anything. You've just helped them buy it.
That is absolutely correct. That's the way it works.
Because Dave's not here, I got to get in one Zig Ziglar. That's one thing that Zig Ziglar taught me was that you don't sell anything. You help people buy. You don't change people's mind. You help them make an educated decision.
You make them.
You give them enough education to make that they can make an educated decision in their favor. In your favor too, actually.
Well, when I sold insurance, the one thing that I found really interesting, and I had my manager tell me this, and it really makes sense. He said, when somebody makes a decision to buy something, that is the closest thing to insanity that you can imagine. Because sometimes people reach a state of insanity because in the back of their mind, making that decision is the hardest thing they can do.
Yep.
Once they've made the decision, there's no more insanity. It's all over.
It's over then.
Yep.
Sign here.
I see a Reverend Dave.
Hello, Mr. Dave. He must have made it in here. He wasn't sure he could, but we're mighty glad you did, Dave. Welcome.
Good to see you all.
Yay!
Hi, Reverend Dave.
I was filling in for you and quoting Zig Ziglar a little bit there, just in case. But I'm see you're here. I'll leave that to you now.
Well, I heard a story from Zig today that I think all of you would appreciate.
All right.
There's a man needed a shave. This is back in the olden days when you go to the barber shop to get shaved. And so he went to the barber shop, but the barber wasn't there, but the guy's wife was. So he says, well, I'm just here to get shaved. She goes, well, I handle all the shaving chores, and I can do it for you. And he says, okay, so that's no problem. So she shaved him, and next morning he gets up, and he is just as smooth and clean as the day before. So he said, well, that was quite a shave. So next day comes after that, and he's still clean shaven. 3 weeks later, he's still clean shaven. So we went back to the barber shop to inquire as to this wondrous happening. And the barber says, how can I help you, sir? He says, I was here 3 weeks ago, and I just came to get shaved. And he says, oh, yeah, that would have been my wife, Grace. He says, well, how did she do such a good job? And the man says, sir, are you a Christian? He says, yes, I am. He says, He says, then you should know why. He said, why? He said, because once you're saved by grace, you're always by grace.
Oh.
Oh, man, I knew he was asking for it.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Hey, Reverend Dave,
yeah,
you know Don Sablehouse.
yes.
Do you ever talk to him?
No, he won't correspond with. I've tried writing him letters and stuff, and he doesn't get back with me. I try him on Skype, and
Well, that's weird. Because I was looking at my...
He replies to me, what you need?
Well, I was looking at my back office, in Beyond Push, and he's got somebody underneath him that's active. In other
Wow.
words, they paid money. But Don's not active yet, and I'm telling him, you're losing money. But I can't get a hold of him.
Let me explain something about Don. And he's one of the greatest people I know. He's a really good guy.
I miss Don.
I do too. He used to come in on our calls a lot, but Don is a author. He writes, and he is a very, very good writer, and he sells his books online, and you can get some really good deals. I happen to be looking at an ad that he's got posted right now. It says, "Are you happy with your IBO Toolbox results?" He has a very good book to help you get measurable results from your IBO Toolbox experience. I'm not promoting or pushing or anything like that. You said that, and he just happens to be on my other screen there. But Don, he is, if he promotes any business at all, it's Stifort. Don is really big on Stifort, but Don is an IBOer. He is really, really, really big into IBO. He uses IBO to promote his books and his writings and his PRs, his blog sites and stuff like that. And if you ever get a chance to see Don's writings, I highly recommend that you read anything you see that he's got out there.
Good evening.
Good evening, Iris. Glad to hear you tonight.
Hi,
Hey, we got Iris here.
Yeah, but that's probably why he wasn't responding. And that's not to say he.
Yeah, I finally got in.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Did you say, Mike?
I said that's not to say that he doesn't get involved with some other program, but his number one program, and he's very, very, very focused, is number one IBO and number two Stifort, and he promotes Stifort because he's really, really sold on the tools that are available there and the value that is available to people for those tools. You got $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 worth of tools there for 35 cents a day, and Don really, really is sold on that. But like I said, more than that, he is an author and a writer, and he's a very, very good writer. And he really, really, really big on IBO Toolbox and using that. So that may be, he's probably not ignoring you. He probably just didn't get a chance to get around to you. Iris,
That's probably the case.
Iris, what's going on this evening?
Hey guys, I'm right here at therapy today.
how you feel?
The weather didn't treat me too good today. It was a little painful.
Mm.
Yeah. So different from that, thank God for life. I'm here.
Well, that's good. I visited this elderly lady in a nursing home the other day for Memorial Day, and I asked her if she goes with the fingers. Nobody gets it, huh?
I
Nobody
didn't. I didn't hear you. I don't.
I must have missed it.
I said,
Yeah.
I said, how you feeling? And she goes, with my fingers.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, ha.
I wish I hadn't heard it.
Yeah. Oh me.
Wow.
I want to share one thing that I ran across that I thought was very interesting. You know, every now and then I'll run across a little quote thing, and I don't know who said it or where it came from, and somebody just might know, but I'd like to share it with you because I think it's pretty cool. You ready?
Ready?
Uh-huh.
I'd rather attempt to do something great and fail than to attempt to do nothing and succeed.
I've heard
I
that.
like that.
I've heard that from many people.
That's the first time I ever saw it.
I don't know that
cool.
I can attribute it to any particular name. Dave, you might. I know
Hey
you've
guys,
heard
sorry
that
about
too.
look like you guys pause for a minute.
What's that, Iris? Oh, we lost.
Oh,
She must
you
have
went on
dropped.
pause for a minute.
I'm pretty sure I've heard it's oh, what's his name?
Good old what's his name?
Jim Rohn.
Yeah.
So-
Jim Rome? Yeah,
Uh,
well, I'm sure I've heard him say it. I'm sure I've heard Dexter Yeager say it. I'm sure I've heard Doug Weed say it. I don't know.
Well, apparently it's been around for a while.
That phrase has been around for quite a while, but it's because it stayed around so long only because it's so applicable and it's so true. You know.
Yes. Yep.
You know, I'd rather shoot for the moon and miss than shoot for the ground and succeed. You know, or I'd rather try greatness and not succeed, but rather than try for nothing and succeed.
I'm Googling it. What was it? Who said I'd rather try?
Quote it
I'd
again.
rather attempt to do something great and fail than to attempt to do nothing and succeed.
And something that I heard Zig say again today at this review from the top recording, he said that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Be great. That's right. I've heard
Yep.
that too.
Yep, I've heard that.
This says Robert Schuller.
It may be Robert Schuller.
Yeah,
He's
Brainy quote.
that's another quote that sounds like Robert, so it could be him too. Like I said, I've heard it from a lot of people, and I can't give you who originated it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I thought it was cool.
I think
It
it's
is.
great. It's really really great, and it gets right back around to what Dave was talking about. Zig said, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Yep. Well, it's like I used to have one on my wall that I bought because it kind of says what I think it's all about. If I can think of it exactly how it's worded. Don't count the days. Make the days count.
Make the days count.
Mm.
Let me give you one that's up on. It's pasted up over my desk here. It's a quote from a book, and I can tell you what book, but you probably can figure it out. It's a short poem. It says, "I bargained with life for a penny, and life would pay no more. However, I begged at evening when I counted my scanty store. I can't say things. For life is just an employer. He gives you what you ask. But once you have set the wages, why, you must bear the task. I worked
Yep.
for a menial's hire, only to learn dismayed that Any wage I had asked of life, life would have willingly paid.
Amen to that one.
You know where that came from?
Probably from the Bible.
Well, no.
Nope.
It came from this book right here.
Oh, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. Yep.
You can see this one, how old and yellow and brittle the pages are. I've literally about wore it out. It stays on over my desk here. It's got a permanent home.
That's
It's a good one
that's
to
the
have.
best one.
But that's the one thing that, you know, any wage that you ask of life will willingly pay. But life is only going to pay what you ask.
That kind of reminds me of another one that I wrote down. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do the things you always wanted.
That's true.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Well, I did get another note from Zane that I'd like to share with you since we only have 5 minutes left for Robert to go to dinner. But there was this man and his wife. They were both 60. And they were walking on the beach, and they came upon the bottle, the proverbial bottle, and they opened the cork, and the genie, of course, popped out. He says, okay, you know the rules. We each get one wish. And so the wife said, well, the genie said ladies first. So the wife went, and she goes, I like to travel. I like to go all around the world and just the world and go travel everywhere. I need airplane tickets. I want to go on cruises. I want to stay at luxurious hotels and all this. I want it all paid for and all this. And so the genie says, okay, and poof, her package of all these tickets and stuff appeared at her feet. And the genie says to the man, what do you want? He says, well, I've always wanted to be married to a woman 30 years younger than me. And poof, he was 90 years old.
Okay.
If you're not specific, what you ask for.
Be specific.
You better be specific, yes. Well, there, rascal.
And shoot
Want to get up there?
for success.
There you go, rascal. Oh,
Hello, rascal. Hello, rascal.
Time to
He doesn't
Time
care.
to say goodbye. Nah, he don't care. He says, what the hell are you doing with me?
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Only thing he cares about is just, big yawn.
Yeah.
Big Papa Bear.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
We had a Memorial Day gathering yesterday, and my sister and nieces kept feeding the one dog, and the dog was eating all the delicacies we had. We had corn on the cob. We had barbecue. We had chipotle. We had all sorts of good food. And all of a sudden, my one niece was sitting there at the one table, and the dog came over her. The dog went and threw up on her leg.
oh boy.
Hi, guys. I got disconnected. I had trouble getting back on.
Yeah, we noticed you dropped off, so. Well, if you have anything you want to share with us tonight, Iris, before we close out, we were just about to send Robert on his way to go have his supper there.
Iris, the call was recorded, so you can pick it up.
Yeah, I will go back and post this on the Facebook chat room, and not the Facebook, the Skype chat room. Where's the chat room at? It's on Skype, isn't it?
Right into that document.
I don't know why I said Facebook, but anyway, I'm gonna go back and post it there so you can go back and listen to the whole thing if you want to. There's been some good words of wisdom imparted here tonight, and some that may not have been too much wisdom. But anyway, we've had a good time. We enjoyed everybody being here and appreciate everybody being here. So anyone that dropped in late can go back and catch up. And
we'll be having a phone call on Thursday.
And we will be back on Thursday, but we will be on the phone that night. So yes.
Well, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for a funeral for tomorrow. My granddad's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Nephew and his wife. They got I think they call it gas poison from the the generator.
Yeah.
It's leaked into the house, and him and his wife, they died. He's a military officer.
Oh.
So his funeral is going to be tomorrow.
Oh, that's horrible.
We'll be praying for you.
Yeah, we'll be praying for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I need a lot of prayers right now because they call us back yesterday because we had a cousin they airlifted. She was in intensive care on Sunday. She died yesterday morning.
Oh my goodness.
Oh wow.
So we need a lot. Yeah, we do. The family need a lot of prayers right now.
Well, we should be praying for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Okay, you guys be blessed.
You too.
And talk to you on Thursday.
All of y'all have a blessed day, and we will look forward to talking to everybody again on Thursday.
Good night, everybody. God bless you all.
Good night.
Good night. God bless.
All right.